Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 291. The title of today's lesson is Be Critical of, Not Be Critical on. Yeah, especially students of ESL might sometimes say this. They might say to be critical on something rather than critical of. So critical of is always correct. So let's look at some examples here where a student might make it wrong. Of course, here with the X, this is wrong. If we say that reporter was critical on the government's decision in regard to that policy. No, of course it should be that reporter was critical of the government's decision in regard to that policy. All right, good. And let's look at the second one. Yes, that political pundit was critical on the so-called facts of that report. No, of course, you should say that political pundit was critical of, again with the check of, here this is the correct one, of the so-called facts on that report. And the last one, again with the X, this is wrong, that scientist was critical on his theory. No, that scientist was critical of his theory. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.